Hi everyone, welcome back to Hot Asian Girl Rambles podcast. This is me, Luna. I am now, cannot say much, but here I am. Here I am, back with the the status quo, episode 8. We're going to be talking about some sensitive topics, so just trigger warning in advance. I just want to talk about some things that just really, I want to be part of some sort of communication, some sort of conversation. So I want to be part of some sort of conversation. As you can tell, I'm kind of like excited. Because I haven't been talking for a while, and it's only now that I get the opportunity, like it's just a little window of opportunity. So I am. Episode 8. I got a whole lot of things to talk about, but I might cut it short because I don't know how much ramble. I mean, it's a lot of information at once, and I don't believe that a lot of people have that attention span for it. So let's just, who knows? Let's see how it goes. So yes, the last episode was quite fantastic. I must say so myself. I just want to acknowledge that I have come a long way. It was a crazy and careless at the beginning of the pod season. Like, it's been really careless. It's been really careless. So we went through. We didn't really do this. I kind of wish I could, but I didn't really get to do this with you guys, but I went through Wikipedia how to stop swearing, okay? We went through how to stop talking to myself in class, who was the oldest Australian actor, early in the series, and now I am 33 years old. Does that make any sense to you guys? I'm 33 years old now. I am, now scripting my notes. I mean, it's just like when you're writing notes, but you're not writing notes, you're just scripting instead of writing notes. I don't know. Then there's people who just script, but anyway, I'm just writing notes, but I'm scripting it. But yeah, so yes, that's what I'm reading. It has definitely been a journey. Okay, it's definitely been a journey, and I'm starting to realize how bipolar bipolar ordered I sound. Yeah, anyways, the internet. Okay, the internet is not what it really seems. It's actually worse. It's not for everybody. Believe it or not everyone is actually on the internet. If you can't control your mind, okay, this is what I wrote down, you guys. If you can't control your mind, this might not actually be. This is an opinion. Again, this is just me being part of a conversation. When it comes to, if you can't control your mind, 100%, you should not be on the internet 24/7. I mean, that's like a crazy thing to say, because like, who can like actually control their mind 100%? I mean, that's such a weird thing to even state, because I mean, you do have the animal part of the mind, but anyway, you know what, I'm getting away with myself. So what I'm trying to say here is spend less time online. How about that as an idea? As influence is a huge issue, and this is my example of that, as I was influenced, like, being on the internet, I've done so many dumbass things because I watched YouTube videos, okay, that inspired me to do dumbass things. And even then, I was of legal age to actually consume these videos. But it brainwashed me. You know why? Because I could be what I'm talking about here. What did I say? What did I say? Spent less time in the fitness. Wait. Oh, so yeah, the topic was the internet is not a toy. That this is the episode name. I'm choosing this. The internet is not a toy. The Australian social media ban. What that does to kids with mental illness. Okay, let me just fucking say this. Oh my god. The internet is not a toy. The Australian social media ban. What that does to kids with mental illness, in my experience, and my relationship with social media. For example, I will be talking about Roblox and online 2D anime games. Okay, so this is the sensitive part of this epi. We'll be talking about this shit because it is some things that we need to really discuss, but people with power just refuse to interject themselves into this because they don't feel like it's not aligned with politics. But really, I mean, because, well, are they talking about it? I mean, can I actually say that? I mean, are they doing it though? They're not doing it. They're not talking about it. So I guess they don't feel aligned to it. But it's not about... It's really not about what these people are not considering. It's about a community of people considering these things. So I just want to make that clear that this is not me having a bitch about politicians. This is me having a bitch as a hot Asian girl, rambles on a podcast about these topics. So back to this. So we're talking about the internet is not a toy today, and this is the Australian social media ban that everyone's like raging off about, right? This is my take on it. What that does to kids with mental illness, in my experience, my relationship with social media, Roblox as an example or whatever, and online 2D anime games, in my personal experience, which I tried. Okay, I need to let me tell you my experience. Okay, let me just drink water first. This fucking 8 minutes in. I'm just trying to wrap my head around what I want to do, because when I said I wrote a script, I didn't really organize it properly. Okay, let me tell you my experience, you guys. This is why I believe the internet is not a toy, okay? I was going to tell my followers the story on Instagram, but I never got around to it because I was going through domestic violence, okay? And I never had my life, like, sorted, so I didn't have time to tell this story. But now, you know what, this is probably better. Okay, so... And I'm saying this because people who follow me, who are listening, they probably remember that. That's why I'm saying this. Okay, so anyway, back into this topic. Sad face emoji. LOL. So the story was, I was at the age of 14. Okay, I was going through high school. I think it was, I was going through high school. I think that was the early age of when you start, like, grade 7 in Australia. I mean, there's different institutional, like, rules for ages and all that, but I remember specifically I was age 14. I want to keep saying 18. I was specifically the age 14, online, okay? And this was back when we didn't have Bebo. This was back when we didn't have Facebook. This was back when we didn't have social media. We had the internet. We had Google, we had Yahoo, we had a chat application that you could use. So we called it MSN, and we didn't call it they called it, the companies called it MSN. It was called MSN, Messenger. And that was our WhatsApp, our Snapchat version. But you couldn't, that was our Snapchat. But back in the day, told you guys how old I was from the beginning. So back in the day, we had Snapchat. We didn't have Snapchat. We had, oh my god, back in the day, we had MSN. So you know how like unwired you have to be to like even talk about social media nowadays. Everything is just so traumatic. So let me just get back to the point. I was age 14. I was online, and simply put, I was dating a pedophile from Nebraska, USA, United States of America. And without even understanding what that meant, Okay, at age 14. I didn't know what the fuck that meant. But I was dating this person online. And what I mean by defining dating, the definition would be in this term of a fucking 14-year-old kid is that I'd go to high school and I'd be like thinking about this person and doodling his name on my notebooks and like just having a big crush on this person, right? But the concept is it's dating because I'd go home and then wait for this person and talk to this person online. So that's that's what I would classify as dating, right? I mean, nowadays, look, that's what people do. But no, I'm not talking about like the pedophilia thing. Like that's not what people do. It's not a common thing. That's very fucking fucked up and messed up. What's it? What's the term that people like to use who are like mostly privileged? What do mostly privileged people like to use? What term? What's that word? Catastrophe? Is that what people like to say? These privileged people like to say the words like these really fancy like. Wait, let me just Google this shit. Let me just quickly Google this. Yeah, I found the words monstrosity. I feel like that is a great definition of this whole. It's a night terror. Being a 14-year-old kid, right? And dating, finding out, realizing that you were, like, eventually just dating some old guy. It's a monstrosity. Like, that's the best way to explain the entire, like, just how it feels. Like, how your senses, like, especially when you think you're in control of it because you have this person typing little words to you on the computer, doesn't mean that that's that's under your control. But anyway, when like, because from an adult point of view is what I'm saying, you feel like you have control of things, you feel like you can handle it. But when you're a 14-year-old kid, okay, there are things that just, there's layers and layers and layers of reasons as to why I was put in that situation to begin with, let alone like mentally, and then let alone like didn't do baptize what people would say, like, well, why things didn't change, why things had to be that way. It definitely goes back to, like, again, I am a woman of colour. Obviously, Hot Asian Rambles is about a woman of colour rambling about topics. But I definitely would talk about, like, it. I should definitely mention that I definitely had some form of, like, ancestral trauma. That's what people like to call it, I guess. But ancestral trauma, that, what I mean by ancestral trauma is like things that are bad repetitively that would happen to families. And in this case, you know, I am like an Australian citizen, but my parents, or like the family line that I'm in, we were raised in an environment where people were not treated well. And let alone that, the country, I'm pretty sure, was like poor. So they would, you know, like let's throw it back to the UK. Like, they're chimney sweepers. Well, yeah, people where my family were from, they had slavery. I just looked it up like the other day, kind of shocked, but it explains as to why I have been going through so much like dumb decisions and what I see. And how I criticize myself in that way. Well, not criticize, but I guess that's how I look at it, because that's the only way to look at it now, is that was pretty dumb. Because you are in, like, I am, like, from a first person point of view, you are not in a third world country, you are in Australia. You do have rights. But when you are, going back to this thing when I'm talking about with my family, like, ancestral, like, it's not even just an family thing, it's like, well, it's a general thing. It's not just a personally family thing, it's a general thing that a lot of these people who are from other countries have their own ancestral traumas or let's say, social blockages that prevents people within these communities or within these, like, race or within these, systems, they can't get out of it because they're stuck in this mentality, or in, let's say, they're not within the Western culture. So they just believe that, like, things like the chimney sweepers back in the UK, back in those times, the old times, that they thought that was normal. Okay? They thought child slavery was normal. And I'm just going in deep with this shit, but anyway, I don't want to go too far in, but that's just a little reference that, like, this is like, I jumped way too deep. I think I jumped like a thousand meters deep in the ocean with this. I might just reel it back to the surface. Let's get back to the surface. Anyway, let's be fucking real. Look, if anyone who disagrees, if anyone disagrees with me, you I'm joking. Okay. What I'm trying to say is, because I'm trying to be woke at the same time and trying to be part of the conversation with realizing that I'm also woke, and that realize that people are woke, and also that there should be wokeness for things to have some sort of conclusion, some sort of solution to issues that of this day and age, unfortunately. But I'm trying to say also that there's factors involved here that, like, people's traumas from where they came from, they bring them with them, and they should be working on them, but because of, let's fucking talk about the elephant in the room, without actually talking about it. It's finances. People need money. Like, it's all, like, anyway. So, why I'm saying this is because this paints you guys a picture as to why I wanted to date so badly when I was 14 years old. Just to give everyone a picture. That I had to grow up quickly because I didn't want to be part of that ancestral history where people would exploit children. Okay, do you see how that links up? So, yes, now we come to the reality of the world that I live in, right? Which is, going online is fun. Going online is great when you're communicating with your friends from, high school. Especially when it's like, it hits 4 o'clock and you get to go online and experience your friends differently online. Because they bring a different type of personality when they're online. They're just so different. You get to know them better. Like, this just from my understanding of things, of why I thought it was interesting. But what I didn't know that would, like, really kick me in the fucking face, okay, with this monstrosity that I didn't see happen, like, you wouldn't think that monstrosity would happen because the internet is built by adults. That's what you would think, right? Do you think that the adults that built the internet would have your best interests at heart? They don't. The internet was not built by, your standard person. They were built for soldiers. Like, can we just, like, throw that, like, can we just like look at that for a minute? Can we just look at the history? Like, the internet was built for soldiers, like, soldiers who are incredibly, like, they're above. I'm not gonna fucking, I don't know anything. I don't know anything. I'm just talking a lot. I'm rambling on. This is just my opinion. I don't know everything, but I just like rambling. Just look. I play Call of Duty. That hopefully can give you an idea of what the type of person I'm like. I don't know anything. I played Call of Duty too. That was my first shooting game ever, and I loved it. And I've actually, really sadly, that person that designed that game, he passed away. I really want to talk about that too because, yeah. Anyway, so I'm saying this because I understand it's just basic maths. And I've read that book, and I've got like one chapter left of that book that I referenced in the previous episode of Harnessing a Rambles podcast. I almost finish reading that. I had one chapter left, but I just like couldn't. Like the people were just so irritating in that book, but I need to finish it. I actually like the sentimental of the book not being finished. Oh my god. Anyway, so yes, back to what I was saying. Okay, I'm going through all these different layers. Like, I just feel like getting back to this. Yeah, so the internet was built for soldiers, okay? Simply put. Okay, and then we took over because they're like, well, what's the use? I guess we're just gonna sell it. Like, you know, we need money. Like, goes back to the idea of money. That is the fucking thing. As to why things just get slipped underneath the rug, because, you know, money. But really, do not let me rain on your parade. A 14-year-old kid back in the 2000s versus a 14-year-old kid nowadays is still the same thing. Okay? It's still the same thing. Do not like overestimate a child's brain when they're 14 years old, okay? These kids are still kids. Like, people who disagree with the social media ban, like, let's be honest, you weren't part of the band. You're not even part of the band. You care that much? You care that much, do you? like, let's just be real. You only care that there's a band because you have agendas of your own. Like, let's be real. Like, let's be real. Like, if this is not true, then okay, this is just, well, I don't know. This is just my opinion, right? This is just my opinion. Like, why can't I talk about this? This is also not hate speech. So, why can't I, I mean, if everyone can just continuously post about the social media ban, well then, really, like, I kind of agree with them at the same time, but I honestly don't agree with the title. The title shouldn't be called social media ban, but that's very, like, you know, financially, you know, you can profit from that, talking about it, bitching about it. It makes everyone upset because people who don't actually understand or give a shit about the ban itself, they would say this and this and this, and let's profit, let's fucking talk about it on a podcast, blah, blah, blah. Let's make content. Like, that's a quick way to make money or quick way to make followers or whatever. Get your stats up. But the thing is, like, the truth of the matter is there are kids who have mental illness, okay, who don't actually get the mental health that they need. They just go online, okay, which is an issue that people do not want to talk about within these complaints that they have about the social media ban. They don't care about this shit. They think that they're mentally well-equipped enough to then have sit down and talk about the social media ban without actually addressing all these other things that, no, they're actually disabled kids, okay? There are actually disabled kids in the world that don't get to see your videos. They're blind. There are some fucking disabled kids that don't get to think clearly. There are some disabled kids that, like, you know, they're mentally disabled. They're a mental, like, hello. Like, you want to go that far with talking about these kids? Bring up all those type of people then. Even on about? What are you even on about? Just hell up. Like, you don't understand. And you should probably rename it. Rename it. It's not called social media ban. It's definitely don't exploit child on the internet ban. See, this is, and this is the thing, I see both sides, but I do see another side that isn't getting their voice. Like, they're not being heard. This imaginary side, the third side, which is imaginary. The people who have, the people who are like, see everything for what it is. Like, let's just call it for what it is. You guys actually don't get about anything. You want to do a little bit and you think that's done. You do a little bit and that is done. Well, there's actually a lot more to do, right? Which, yes. I mean, some people have been saying that too, that there's actually a lot more to do, so yes. But, look, I want to tell you my experience. And I guess I kind of briefly did. It's pretty brutal. Because it's traumatic is why it's brutal. the guy told me that he was from Nebraska. Like, clearly the guy's unstable. Clearly. I'm saying he's a guy, and how do I know he was a guy? Because I said, like, earlier, it was like Snapchat for us. He sent me his face, you guys. This guy, when I was 14, I asked him, well, this is how it went down on MSN. He asked me, okay, we've been chatting for like maybe like 6 months, and then he asked me for my picture. Because he already knew, he suspected that I was a child because of this internet. Okay, and I'm going to say what it was. We went on this website, okay, that I was introduced by my friend from primary. It was a dress-up game. I'm not going to say what the fucking website is. I've tried actually yelling back. I tried complaining to this website about the issues, but they didn't change anything on Facebook, and it didn't... oh my god, there's so much evidence there. But there's nothing I can do. There's nothing that I can do, especially because I'm an international person. This website is an American website. Oopsie! You know, which a majority of these, like, well-designed, interactive, social media types of websites are from America. Like, let's be real. Like, but, you know, I'm not saying pedophilia doesn't happen everywhere. Like, hello. Like, hello. I'm the living, like, example of, like, let's say, quote unquote, like, a fucking survivor of, like, pedophilia. But not to the extent of what people normally hear about, right? But anyway, yeah, so the person asked me to send me a picture of myself. I didn't send... So what you could do on this MSN, right, was that you could post, like, change your display picture, because right next to the chat box, you would have a display box, and that would include a photo, like, you could put, like, a picture in our image, and he decided to show his face. It got to a point in this connection where he decided, okay, we're getting a lot more serious. He's talking about his mom. He's talking about, like, he's literally, look, a lot of this stuff I cannot talk about because it is their, like, sick way of manipulating a minor, which I don't think I am allowed to include this. So might have to censor a lot of this out, but the strategies are pretty fucked up, okay? Because when you're 14, you don't really know. You just think it's normal talk. You don't think it's manipulation. You don't think it's exploitation. You don't think it's pedophilia. You think it's just having a talk. It wasn't. The guy was manipulating me. And it got to a point where it's like, hey, it's getting serious. I want to show you my photo of me. And so he showed a photo of himself. I saw his face, but I didn't see clearly because he was trying to hide. So I asked for more photos because I think first off he showed me a photo of, like, his eye, like, just creepy shots. You know, it's just like a corner shot of his eye, but you could see behind him there was like a lamp. So, like, yeah, because we didn't have mobile phones that took, like, pictures, you guys. Back then we only had cameras. So if your brother or sister didn't have a digital or film camera, you couldn't actually upload any pictures. Luckily, I had abundance of that. And of sisters and brothers. They had, one of them, you know, had a photo camera lying around or something. So I took it, and then I was smart enough to upload the picture on my phone, like on my laptop, wherever I was chatting, yeah, on my laptop. See how, like, it's just, oh my god, it's just unfathomable how, like, people don't see how risky it is to have a child on the internet. I was smart enough to know how to put things on the computer using my camera, uploading it, like, fucking, let alone installing the camera onto the computer. You know how hard that is for, like, a lot of adults these days? Or even back then, people still don't know how to do it. Like, back then, people didn't know how to do it. Even today, people don't know how to do it. Like, it takes a certain child to get into this stuff and still not understand that, you know, they could be getting misled by a pedophile. Like, it's crazy shit out there. It's crazy. And, so I did it. I uploaded the picture, I put it on my little DP, I was looking cute, because he asked for my picture in return, so it was like, you give and I give, that was the type of connection it was. But, again, this guy was like 26, I think it was like 25, 26 years old, and I was 14. It's fucked up. So I was like, well, you're not really showing your face. Then I turned off my picture. Okay, I was like, well, if you're not showing your face, I'm not showing mine. So I turned off my picture. He's like, no, can you bring it back up? I want to see your face. And I'm like, no, well, I haven't seen your full face. And he did comment on me, like, it was fucking disgusting as shit. Okay, I'm not going to say what he said exactly. I don't actually remember all of it, but I could just make shit up. I could just make it up and make it fucking more gruesome, but I'm not. Oh my god, I could try and, like, memorize what he would say, but, you know, just to give a better picture, but this is disgusting. Like, this is, why would I romanticize this shit? This is fucking gross. Then I pressured him, as a 14-year-old kid, I pressured him to put a picture of his full face. Okay, this is how dumb these fucking people are. Also, they're also stupid. They're also really stupid, just so you know, these criminals. So he put a picture of his fucking full face. And then it was the most grossest thing. I still remember it. I kept as a 33-year-old woman, and remembering the crystal clear this person's face. This guy had a lot. This is me criticizing my pedophilia first boyfriend. This guy had a lot of what do you call it? What do we call it nowadays? This guy had acne. He had a fuck ton of acne. But yeah, he was a white boy, and he was from Nebraska. He had a lot of acne. And he was like, he made up a lot of shit about having like a twin, or like, just, I don't know, also talking about like his mother would plant daffodils in front of his house, like, just painting this picture to me that, you know, we can do this when we get married, like, say all this creepy shit. There's a lot more that I could go into it, but this is not the whole reason why I wanted to talk about this on the episode. Yeah, it's pretty traumatic stuff. I'm easy about it now, because, you know, you gotta just get on with it and grow up and look at it for what it is. But yeah, it's scary stuff. Like, being a child like that. How did I find out that he was a pedophile? You might be wondering. Well, since that was our type of social media back then, we invited people. So this is what we did back then. Those kids, we all had like group chats too. And you would invite strangers into this group chat. Because, again, we met on this, like, I met with this individual on this online website where you pay dress up, right? And all these dress up characters were little children. Like, they look like little kids. But you could dress them up as like adults. Like, that's the whole point, right? And yeah, that just really kind of mirrors Roblox today. What we know of Roblox, what it is today. But Roblox is actually 3D, which is quite. I don't know, man. I really don't know what to say about that. Hold up. Yeah, you know, I get a sense that, like, people don't want me to talk about the truth. But this is what happened. This is what happened. These PDF files are out there. They're using these websites as a tool to get access to these kids. I'm talking from experience. Like I said, I was on a dressing website. It was a 2D. animated, like, it wasn't even animated too. Um, I guess a semi-anime, but so this company, they made money by selling clothes. You'd buy gold in this virtual world, this 2D virtual world, and you'd buy gold with your actual real money, and then you can purchase clothes. And the whole thing is just pedophilia, like, it's just screams pedophilia. Because once you get into the dressing, like, once you enter the game, you dress up the character looks like a child. Okay, excuse me. It's like, they call it in anime, like, they call it chibi. So that's, like, Japanese for, like, small person, I think. Let me just fucking fact check. Yeah, it means that. Small person, short, or often referring to a small person, child, or animal. Anyway, so that's kind of like what they were trying to head for, but they weren't really heading for that, because you could, like, undress the character, and so the character could just be, like, wearing its undies, and that's what you would enter. Like, I guess 50% of your time on the website is what you'd be doing, is dressing up this character, right? So this character would be in this little dressing room, and you just put clothes in there that you've purchased with your real money. Sometimes you can actually exchange the money and all that, so it's like a whole world, you guys. It's like a whole world. This is a little bit different. I'm not too sure about Roblox, but this world was like, you live in a whole different world from your real world. You live in a world where you invest money. You live in a world, in this virtual world, you are in the world where you invest money, you buy your own house, you buy your own stuff, you trade, you go to the marketplace and you sell clothes. Or you trade clothes for clothes, you trade toys, accessories, like you get, like, you know, swords, fucking toys, and fucking hats, shoes, wings, angel wings, like, it goes top tier. You know, top tier items are like all the angelic or devilish things. So, like, angel wings, halos, samurai swords, katanas, very niche, anime, like sci-fi and futuristic, or they really lean on the Japanese aesthetic of, like, anime. Whatever you see in anime, they try and sell that. The cartoon style of anime, or designs, like anything as a person who's an artist myself, who draws, like, 2D things, like, I also sketch art and stuff, like, if anyone doesn't know, that's what I do. That is valuable art, but people on this website who designed this website are selling it for children, so that children can use it for their little avatars, which is the characters that you play in the game. So we call them avatars in this game. They call them avatars. Which, I guess that's correct. Technically, it's an avatar. Let me see. Yeah, so an avatar is an icon or figure representing a particular person in the video game, internet forum, etc. Yeah, so, yeah, we had avatars, and these avatars were actually, you can bend their knees, you can make them walk, but you can also pose them. But this was all 2D. This was back in, like, the 2000s. I'm pretty sure it's still, like, open running, but the market in this whole virtual reality got fucking fucked. Like, they fucked up the values of these items. Eventually, you know, everything just got too expensive, and everyone had to gain more money. Like, it was just crazy. The ecosystem just got fucked. But anyway, and I left, like, I gave all my stuff, like, people gave things to me for free that were, like, really expensive things, and then I gave it to other people for free. Like, I traded, like, gave them, like, donated them these items for free, because I was like, fuck this game, like, fuck it. What did I get out of this whole experience? You know, like, after I, like, was exposed to the point, like, I was exposed to the truth, and that the person that I was with was a pedophile, by a group of people who we met at this virtual fishing part of the game, right? So we'd sit in a group on this, like, 2D porch fishing. I'm explaining this because nowadays people would understand this. People who are into virtual reality or video games will understand this. Yes, that's what we did. We sat on a 2D porch and started fishing, and then you chat to people while you're fishing and earning money for your costume, for your avatar's wardrobe. So you can dress up the avatar, right? And so much information. So that's how you get accustomed to these strangers on the internet, right? I just want to, like, let that sink in. So, so the child would get accustomed to these strangers and also seeing value within this website because they value what you bring to us. So as a child would be like, well, why would I stick around and hang out with these pedophiles without actually seeing that they're pedophiles? But why would I hang around these adults who are supposedly adults because children shouldn't be online, right? That's what you also think as you're a child on the internet. You know you're not supposed to be on there, but because everyone else is doing it, you somehow just know. You just assume that they're an adult that you're talking to, but then you don't really because you're also a child and the game is serving you child games. So it's very misleading. You don't really know. You don't know what's going on. You don't know. You just think that everyone's just anonymously, because they are all anonymously being on the internet. They don't actually have the real names or real faces. And they had usernames as well, so you don't know who's who unless you actually click on their profile or add them as a friend. You don't really know, like what these people are like, and the only way you could trust the person is by viewing what they had, the values that they brought to their profile, like what they've collected, what they've purchased with their money, like what they've gained in the game, like the costumes and the clothes and all that. And they would post it on their profile because you can decorate your profile and all that. So it's all based on the judgment on like how talented this person is with dressing up their characters, like how fashion finista they are. But the thing is, as a child, you don't really know that. You just think this is a wholesome thing. It's fun. Everyone's, we're part of a community. You don't feel isolated anymore. You're at home. No one likes you at home, so you go online and you find your friends online. Like, that's what you think. But no, there's an issue happening here. You don't realize that behind the scenes, the people who are using these avatars could be adults. And, if I could find that video. I don't know if I could legally show it anyway, but there's some massive red flags, man. I've actually seen real people in a video show up to an event that this website hosted, right, in America. And they actually videotaped all their users who rocked up to this event, okay, in person. And they had these people sit in a room with these chairs, and like there was couples around, and like it was the most disturbing thing I saw. Like, it was a grown man who was like obese, bald, had glasses, just a typical like I was gonna say gronk. It's an Australian term. Oh my god, but yeah, just look, girls in Australia use the term gronk with when it comes to men, because when we see men, okay, who are creepy, when we feel grossed out by men who are creepy, we say that a lot. We say gronks. But I use it now as just a funny way. It's just I use it now as like a sentimental way. But back then, growing up, we'd call people gronks because like they were like disturbed, or like they try to hit on us, and like they're just creepy. It's called. Oh my god! But anyway, I have a sense of humor. A lot of people don't. But anyway, so this is what I saw in this fucking video footage. Then I commented on there, fucking saying all these people are pedophiles, and didn't get a response. Like, I said all caps, like I was like, I'm pointing out, like, look at these fucking people. Everyone in this video, they're all fucking pedophiles because they're associated. They turn up to an event that is actually for this website that I was on, that I got coerced into a pedophile relationship with a minor. Which is the minor, had to be in, and didn't realize that I... Actually, also, the guy was fucking two-timing me at the same time. As a 33-year-old woman, that is just not a... I can just joke about this, but that is really horrible. And I found out, I didn't actually say how I found out. Well, back to that fishing story. I found it because we were at the fishing fucking virtual reality world, and these other girls were telling me that he was cheating on this girl, and And they found out, and then they started telling me because they saw that I was with him, and they're telling me that he's a pedophile. And I'm like, what the fuck? And they're like, all caps, okay? MSN Messenger, all caps, okay? They're words, all caps, in red, bold, italics, okay? They use that font because you can actually change fonts in this Messenger software. Like, that's what people did. And in all caps, red, bold, fucking font. He's a pedophile. He cheated on my sister. And, like, he 2 times, like, literally, that was when it clicked in my head. I was like, what the fuck? I was like, bitch, what the fuck? And I was like, it was like already, I was like in a year. It was like a year involved with this person by now, by this stage. So, yeah. Oh my god, can I breathe now? Pretty fucked up. And like, it was New Year's. Okay, it was New Year's, and I was like, fuck this. And there was like fireworks like going off in the background, like, and I can just like and like on the TV and all that, like, I was like, what the fuck just happened? And by this stage I was like age 15, and I was still with this fucker, like online, just waiting for him, and like him pretending to be, oh my god. And you know what? And this is uncensored and unfiltered. The guy fucking sent me presents to my house. Can you imagine? Can you imagine what else could have happened? This is what I'm saying. Okay, the social media ban needed to happen a long time ago. It's just everyone else is getting caught up in what it really means and the future of it. Okay, great, but you're not also seeing that this should have happened a long time ago, and also the fact that, yeah, there needs to be more that needs to be done, and also that, you know, people should not exploit their power in politics. Yeah, okay, we see that. All right, great, but can we all also agree that that a child on the internet could actually leak their own address to strangers due to emotional manipulation, and the desirability of being accepted in society, and to be under like cultural expectations as well, like growing up in a family or in a household of like having our type of people having ancestral historical traumas that have led us to behave in a certain way. I don't know, it's just kind of just makes you think. It just really makes you think, like, there's a lot that the technology is doing much faster than what people are even willing to anticipate, you know? Because self-preservation, whatever the fuck people say, self-preservation is what comes first, right? But within that, people don't have like the a broader mindset that no, there's actually deeper seated like implications that need to be dug out and looked at. Like there's deeper things that need to be sorted within our society when it comes to technology and digital media and fucking interactive social fucking engaging websites and games like Roblox. There are like benefits to these creative games. Like, yeah, you know, I learned how to fucking save money when I played that virtual game. But the thing is, it came with pedophilia attached to it. I would imagine that eventually when the child becomes of teenage age, okay, because right now there are probably like, what, 6-year-olds playing this game because it looks like, whatchamacallit, fucking, it kind of looks a bit like Minecraft, and it looks a little bit like Roblox, looks a little bit like Minecraft, it looks a bit like what's that fucking it looks like Minecraft, what's that bloody building game for children? Because I don't even know. Oh, it looks like Lego too. It actually looks a lot more closer to Lego. I think that's the whole point. But you get what I'm saying? Like, this is the crazy thing. It appeals to children. It does give them something, because I actually did have an experience where I viewed someone that I know playing Roblox. I watched them play it, and it's a very fucking popular thing. And I'll tell you what, this kid is very talented. They're very gifted. They're dressing up the kid in there. They're dressing up the fucking Roblox fucking avatar, and she's fucking great. She's better at drawing than I am. She's better at color coordinating because of this fucking app. Because of this fucking game. You can like fucking select colors and all that. It's great. Learning. You can gain abilities. You can gain abilities. You can gain skills from playing this game. But to what fucking detriment? Like, to what? At what cost? You know, at what cost? When that child grows up and gets into their teens era, right? And because they're so attached to this sentimental, you know, value of having this game in their life growing up as a kid, they'll probably go back to it here and there, you know, because number one, it's probably really addictive. Number two, it's so fun. Number three, it reminds them of their childhood. Number four, now they want, you know, like what? So when they're in their teenage era, what are they going to start considering? I don't know. Maybe I want to be in a relationship with someone because I'm lonely now. Because life is hard when you're a teenager. Life is difficult. Like, this is the scary thing that people don't seem to understand. That eventually the child's going to start wanting to grow up in these virtual worlds too. Let alone going to school and having a normal life. Like, these kids can do multiple things. Okay, humans can adapt, but the thing is, are they adapting like are they adapting in the most safest way? And I feel like this is what these people who invented these fucking websites, I don't know, they get their bag, their money, and then they just leave. And it just goes round in circles. Like, you're not really. So yeah, I don't know what to say about it. Like, there's nothing, like, what I'm trying, like, my opinion on the social media ban is they should be titling it something else, and they don't want to title it what it really is should be titled, because then that's opening a can of worms. So everyone is really just talking shit. Everyone's just talking a lot of shit, and this is my point of view of it. Because again, this is coming from a personal experience. This is not from an outside point of view. I literally have been had experienced this growing up in the virtual world, dating a stranger, realizing only until like a year later, okay, that no, this person was a pedophile, and they sent me gifts to my address because I sent them my address, and try to create a whole relationship with me, and it got so serious so quick without even considering the factors that, you know, this guy could probably fucking, like, you know, do many things, like, which I won't mention because that's not appropriate right now. Yeah. So anyway, it's horrific shit. I mean, was this episode supposed to be funny? I don't know. I don't know how to end this. This is a big concern, but I mean, what? You know, yeah. I'm just gonna also bag on other fucking adults that, like, yeah, man. There's just so many things. Like, even Discord, I caught a pedophile on there. Like, I allegedly, I don't know if they are, because they're all alleged, but if you guys are following me on Instagram, you'd see that I actually posted something on Instagram on my Browse Flowers account, and saying, like, some guy was being, like, really disrespectful, and it was kind of funny, because, like, people actually, when I went back on Discord and left that on my bio, people were reading it out and it was like, oh, this is actually funny. They don't even understand. These adults don't even comprehend that there's other strangers on the internet who don't even fucking care about the mistreatment that other people are getting. Like, all the sad, sick people go on Discord or something. It's like, what's going on here? Like, no, but that's not true. That's not entirely true. But, so, when I caught that PDF doing weird shit, okay, in the Discord, I got so freaked out that I forgot to report the fucking person. And I got so freaked out because I was traumatized. I was triggered and traumatized at this extent. And I was cussing at them. I was telling them off. I'm like, don't fucking do this. You don't get to fucking talk to kids like this. Like, I don't know what else to do about it. I got so fucking angry that I didn't think properly. And then I clicked exit and didn't actually report the person so they could get banned. Do you see how there needs to be something done about this shit? Like, I have been considering, guys, not seriously, but I kind of have, but this would be stupid, because I'm too small, but I've been considering, I'm like, as an idea, capturing pedophiles, as an idea. Is anyone, like, understanding what I'm saying? Anyone out there? Anyone out there understanding what I'm saying right now? Oh my god. Oh, I'm losing my voice. Yeah. I'm just gonna listen back to this. I have no idea what this sounds like. I don't know what to talk about. I just feel like it's gonna be a long video to render as well, so I might just live for the next episode. Look, at the end of the day, I am okay. But I do want to tell you guys that it's not good, because, again, I leaked my address to this person. I sent him a photo of me, so he knows what he's doing with the photo right now. He also told me that if I reported him, okay, he threatened me after I found out that he was a pedophile by these other two chicks, right, who's probably, like, they were like 16 or 18, they were telling me that this guy was a pedophile. He threatened me when we were all in this group chat, okay? He threatened me and said that, oh, you know, my dad or my uncle's part of this CIA in America, like, telling me that I shouldn't report him. And I was scared. And I was just like, you know what? I wasn't even scared. I was more like, what the fuck? Like, I was like, this guy lied. I still didn't understand what was happening. I was still like, he broke my heart. Like, that's all I thought about. Oh my god. I was still like, he broke my heart. Like, I was not thinking like, oh my god, this guy's a criminal. I didn't think, like, I also linked my address to this person. Like, I didn't think any of that. And I can laugh about it now, because none of it changed anyway. Like, I still got groomed and all that shit afterwards, like, in person. That's for another story, another episode. But yeah, like, literally, this is a problem. And me laughing about this is not okay. But I know how to have a sense of humor about it, because I literally wasn't, you know, the type of child that was stuck in serious circumstances that, you know, some children are actually being stuck in circumstances where they can't get out of rooms because the pedophile has them trapped in rooms. Like, this is a real fucking problem that we have in the world, and people are trying to find out, where are these kids? You know, this is a real fucking issue, so I shouldn't be laughing about this. But my circumstances is on a different level. Not to say that it's any better in a sense of like it's worse or whatnot. I'm just saying that this is fucked. But yeah, I did try to laugh at it, but I don't know how else to bring this to people so that people can make sense of it. Because, you know, what's better than a person, I don't know, not being able to have a voice about this, than a person having a voice now coming out of stuff like this and being able to talk about it. I don't know. But here we are, you know, everyone's still just bitching about a little progress that we just had. But anyway, there's still issues. So what I did to contribute to fight back against pedophiles was I followed the Australian Federal Police on Instagram, and then they posted like, it wasn't intentional, but it was intentional. Following it was intentional, but the thing was, then I kept staying in tune and like watching their timeline and stuff because it appeared on my timeline. And then they posted a little thing that said, "Hey, help us out, help us find these kids." So then I clicked on it, and they was like, "Find these items. Do you know what it is? It looks familiar. Do you know what it is? If you know what it is, can you tell us? Like, because we want to maybe archive this case because we can't find these kids." So I clicked on it and I did the little fucking Googling here and there, my little research skills, and I fucking sent my ideas of what I think happened to this case, was they actually put this picture on the post, and the officer hides like a lot of the bad stuff that you can't see in the photos, but these photos are evidence for a case and it has not been resolved because they can't find the fucking location of these fucking homes that these fucking pedophiles have put these vulnerable minors in. And so I was like, you know what, fuck this. I'm going to combat this and try and get involved. And so I did. I'm going to run it, and then and then I inputted my 2 cents on it. And I also sent my little what is it? My little theories, okay, of what this thing was. But it's really sad. It's really sad. But yeah, what else can we bloody do? You know, so can't people just make a website that like educates kids without like putting them in a very fucked up situation? Like, okay, like, you're so intelligent, you're so fucking great, and why don't you make a website or a video game that is safe for children so they can also be educated and, like, gain skills or whatever, right, at the same time. I don't know, like the internet, it's like, I don't know, is that why the internet got involved and that's when everything just blew up? Because like PlayStation games didn't have that. They didn't have issues like that. But who the fuck, I wouldn't know everything. Yeah.